Yeah.
You know what might actually happen is we might hit the degeneracy rock bottom, and then guys would be like, you know what, I really wanted to try actually asking a girl out, and
that's what I think.
that would be like the ultimate
I
setting.
think that's starting to happen. We're seeing like the younger generation is like, well, things are way out of hand right now with things. We're seeing a lot more conservative values and stuff that are
It's
elevating.
actually a thing. Younger men are having more conservative values than liberal values.
Yep.
More
in their young adult years.
religious.
So it always goes back. And then at some point, we'll get the four-titted goblin again.
Cycles.
I can't believe I'm saying that.
I think and a lot of people will knock people getting married when they're like, 20. And I think that these when they're marrying each other like fresh out of high school or when they're starting college and they're getting married young, I think that's great for them. It's that they don't have to go through so many of the issues that a lot of other people are going through, and they're not going to go through this degen phase. They're not going to be as likely to go through a degen phase when it's like, okay, they have a husband, they have a wife, they're fulfilling each other's needs. It's like they're getting to experience a happy life together and companionship. And that's one reason why I absolutely hate it when people act like there's just one size fits all of like, oh yeah, no one should be getting married until they're 30, all this stuff. I mean, they did
Can I just say something funny? While she's saying how boys are trending more conservative and people's values are coming back, I just look in the chat and it just says, Melonie, show us your feet.
Except for the chat, of course.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Watch Batman. Watch that Batman YouTube video, please.
Yeah. Well,
it's pretty conservative. That's like the entry level fetish. So that is pretty conservative these days.
It is. Actually, look at Mia Khalifa when she posted that thing about the whole marriage thing, where she's like, "Just it's a piece of paper, get divorced." Blah blah blah.
Oh,
like,
what a perfect segue, Xray Girl! You're like setting this up for me
you're
so
welcome.
perfectly. This could not be better. This could not be more organic if we tried. Okay. This is Mia Khalifa. Mia Khalifa was an adult film star who had a brief stint in the adult arts, made, I don't know, she claims only 20K or 17K or something, and then got out.
Yeah, right.
But like she was number one. Like she might still be top. She's definitely still top 10.
Well,
like she
made the news because they had death threats on her because she was doing porn in hijab.
Hijab.
Yeah.
Even I'm not even Muslim, right?
Wow.
She was giving blow hijabs. No. All right. Hand hijabs. Okay, I'll be here all night. Okay, so here's the clip. Mia Khalifa is giving young women marriage advice. Read that. So this is, I didn't realize this about Mia. She's been divorced like 3 times. So
I didn't know
let's
she was
hear
married at all.
Let's hear Mia's marriage advice.
Oh, we're comparing stats. Baby girl doesn't know that I am Tom Brady at this game. Married at 18, divorced at 21. Second marriage, married at 25, divorced at 28. Third engagement, engaged at 29, ended it at 30, but I kept the ring. I'm still keeping Tom Brady on his toes. We should not be afraid to leave these men. We are not stuck with these people. Marriage is not a sanctimonious thing. It is paperwork. It's something, it's a
wrong use of the word sanctimonious.
Commitment you make to someone.
Yeah, marriage is not some sacred thing. Actually, it is.
It is. Yeah. In sickness and in health.
If you're, it's meant to be one of the very most sacred things.
You're not getting anything from that commitment, and you're trying. You gotta go. You gotta go. You have to go. I know it's difficult to fill out paperwork and to make appointments and to do all of these things, but this is your fucking life. Do you want to be stuck with someone? Period. Do you want to be stuck with someone? Oh, we're comparing stats.
I hate that thing where she says, "Are you getting anything from this?"
Yeah.
Right.
Is that really true? Like,
why get married?
If your husband or boyfriend, fiance, even when you're testing them out to be, like, if they're not fulfilling something, why did you get married in the first place?
Yeah. I don't
Also, too many
understand.
people treat this marriage as like this transactional thing too, and that's caused a lot of issues as well. I mean, I think when you really take away the love element, and it says in sickness and in health, there's things that can happen in any marriage that to somebody they could, get in a car accident and be in a wheelchair and all this kind of stuff. And if everything is just purely transactional, then it just completely takes away what
The meaning,
marriage, the meaning behind it.
everything.
Yeah. And then the love, when you really unpack what love is, it's a very selfless thing. And so when you have
Yes.
when you're
Yes.
constantly telling people, what are you getting out of this? What's in it for you? It's like treating it like it's entirely transactional. That's not love then.
And
Right?
I learned
why
so
get
much.
married?
Yeah, exactly.
I learned a lot about like what it means to be married, like because I've been with Frank like 8 years, and I thought, oh, I already feel married with him. I already know what it's like to live with him. I already know the things that bother me. I already know what chores we do and don't like to do, and who likes to cook and who likes to get egg bites from Starbucks, that sort of thing. And but when we went through the pre-cana, which was what you have to do to get married in a Catholic church, it's like I learned something important, and that is, which I doubt that Mia Khalifa did, that your marriage is actually like a third entity. It's like you have to think of the decisions you make. Okay, there's decisions you make for you. There's things you do for your partner, but then there's decisions you make like for your marriage, and you have to. And then it's also the idea, and that's the thing, is you kind of have to believe in God for this one. It's like marriage, it's you, your partner, and God, and it's like part of the pre-can is like it's kind of nuts because we're up there giving our vows, right? We're getting married, and it's kind of like the deacon is saying to us, like, guess what, Chrissy, it's your job to get Frank into heaven. And I'm thinking, me? You know? Like,
I was counting on him.
I was like, I'm thinking, like, to be funny, I'm thinking, you're fucked, but like deep down, like my not comedian self was going, wow, like how important that is, like how special that is. And I just think a lot of people are getting married without feeling the weight of the specialness and the responsibility. I think most people just look at marriage as like, you're the ball and chain. Oh, you're going to resent each other. Oh, the ladies are gold diggers. Oh, men are whatever. There's negative things on both sides. But it's
so heaven is like the club, and you're Frank's hot chick that gets him in the club.
And
oh my God,
it's kind of like, yeah, you got to look out for each other. And Mia is treating marriage just like any old relationship, just any old boyfriend, girlfriend, and like whether she did porn or not is irrelevant. Like, because there's girls who never did porn who talk about marriage the same way she does. Like, it's just a piece of paper, get in, get out. Like, we have the knowledge, we know that she's financially very well off, which gives you the added like, oh, well, it's easy for you to get out, you can pay for all your shit on your own, whereas like,
and
my
is
parents,
she taking money too? Was she like married to men that made more money than her? Did she get a prenup, or
Good
like
point. Did she get half of their stuff when they divorced?
Exactly.
Yeah,
probably. That she's in California, so yes.
Like, I just think that like they treat marriage like as if you're just dating. Like, if you're gonna go into this sanctimonious relationship, I really truly believe like it's forever. When like Mark or I die, like that's when we're actually single again, not like if we get divorced, because like you can't give up that easily. There's a lot of things you can do, at least a couple hundred things you can do before it gets to that point,
right?
And it really depends on the two people. If you really are fighting for it, then you can work through it.
and like, why don't get married to someone that is not your ride or die? If you're thinking of it as just a piece of paper, not that everyone has to be religious and like think about it the way that I do, but like, you need to treat it that serious. Like, maybe you're not a hardcore Catholic, that's fine, but it needs to be. And I can understand, because nobody in this country for the most part trusts our institutions anymore. So it's easy to be like, well, it's relatively easy to get divorced, and 50% plus of the population is divorced. And how many of us grew up in, broken homes or whatever? And it's just because it's been normalized and it's common doesn't mean that we don't need to work harder and preserve something that is valuable, which is because you get to guess what? She's been divorced 3 times. Anybody in the chat knows, like, sometimes you'll just pick the same type of girl over and over again, or life will serve you up the same lesson over and over until you learn it. And your relationship, your partner, your spouse, like, that's your mirror. It's their job to hold up a mirror and show you who you are, what your bad patterns are, what your good patterns are, what you need to work on, how you're procrastinating, what your strengths are, be there for you when someone dies, be there for you through, like, all of it, right? And if you're just like, I'm gonna bail when it gets hard, I'm not getting any, and she's exaggerating when she says, if you're not getting anything out of it, like, you're not gonna marry someone that you feel you get nothing from. So she's like being dramatic here. And
I think if she, if she wanted to tune this message towards people who are in abusive scenarios or being cheated on or something like that, and say, hey, you know what? It's okay for you to get out of this situation if it's gone this bad. It's still a very tragic and very sad thing. But to just be like, it's just paperwork. You're not happy. That's a completely different story.
Yeah.
She
sucks.
She doesn't look happy.
Right.
No. And I think, like, maybe she felt a lot of love, and it could have been lust at the beginning of these relationships that she had. And that really clouds your judgment. So if you can get through some of these tough conversations to make sure that you vet your person to the needs and wants that you have in a relationship, that will make that last longer.
And I don't buy her. I don't think this is a real this is bullshitty girl powery, glamorized Lizzo-y like whatever, third, fourth wave, whatever the latest wave is, feminist. This is not real.
One of everyone else.
This is girl bossy. I don't need no man. Just you do you. Live your truth bullshit. I'd rather see her, not that I want to see her in tears or broken or something, but like, let me hear a real video from Mia Khalifa being like, here's why it really didn't work out. Like I've done a lot of work on myself, and here's why my relationships didn't work out. Or my dad was abusive, and for me that feels like home, so I go for that kind of guy over and over again. And that's why I have 3 failed marriages. This whole like get out, it's very one-sided, it's very bullshitty, it's not real. I don't believe this is a cope coming from her. It's like her relationships work. Guess what? She was 50% of that relationship, so you can't blame it all on the other person. It's like, what did you do or not do to have this? But it's so easy, of course, to blame the other person, because our culture has normalized and glamorized,
victim mentality.
We need to have divorce parties. We need to have a divorce registry.
That's really weird.
And like,
my guess is she doesn't give a flying fuck about whoever she's with, and eventually they get tired of her bullshit, and they're like, I don't care how good looking you are or how infatuated I was with you, I'm out. Like, fuck.
She seems very unbearable. Like her personality seems just wretched.
And that's the problem with a lot of like the super feminist people. Like, it's just entitlement.
Yes.
That's why I said I feel bad for men more than women dating out here, just because I feel like bitches are crazy as hell. Like, more so.
The list of wants is so extensive. It's wild. And then what do they? And let's red pill it. What do they bring to the table?
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's problems on both sides, though, and I think that there's a lot of victim mentality going on. And if you and my advice to guys would be to take what it's worth, nothing, but still is if you get in this victim mentality mode of, I'm never gonna date again because women are awful.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to really, if you victim mentality doesn't serve anybody. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for guys because of like the Me Too shit. And if you go on TikTok, there are so many women just airing all their business out of their husbands, boyfriends. I'm like, dude, you're so embarrassing. Like, stop doing that. Like, why are you doing that to them? Like embarrassing shit that should not be online, like for likes, you fucking psycho.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
Well, that's the currency is social media.
Yeah, I know, it's so weird.
It's all about them likes and comments.
Just like airing out your husband though, that's wild to me. Like,
yeah,
if you don't respect him, like, how's your marriage gonna work? If you don't respect each other, then
absolutely.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean you're a doormat, submissive, spineless. I think there's a misconception about what it means to be like defer to your husband or be like there's a positive aspect of submission, or maybe it just means you're sort of picking your battles, or you guys have an understanding or whatever. Like, you can't have two alphas all the time. You can't have it can't be your way all of the time. It's would you rather have peace or be right? And that is something that a long-term relationship will teach you. And with Mia being in porn, it's like it is kind of a core value of marriage that you're my ride or die. You're my one and only. I value you. I'm here for you. I'm looking out for your needs. I share my body and soul with just you. And when you're doing porn, I don't know if she is anymore, or of how many of these marriages were inside or outside of her porn career, but it's like that's kind of not really an inherent value that she has. So how can you expect her to value marriage for what it's supposed to mean when
Are you saying the porn stars' values are fucking?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, and all the comments will tell you, this is not who we should be looking to for marriage advice. But it's like, I do want this woman to be happy. And I just I watch her speak and I go, feminism has wronged you, the culture, like your brain. I can see the brainwashing because I was there too.
Empowerment in the wrong way.
Yeah, did you see what she used as an example? She said Tom Brady. She said, I'm getting more rings than Tom Brady, as if her divorces are the accomplishment of a Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah. She's like, I'm getting rings like I'm keeping Tom Brady on his toes. I'm getting more
missed that. I completely missed that.
Why did she
Tom Brady?
And that video was a stitch to another video where a girl was just talking about unique engagement rings, and she stitched that video from that and said, this is lame. Getting divorced, all the cool girls get divorced before 30 is what she said. So yes,
she's delusional.
Yes.
Wow.
Insane.
She thinks it's an accomplishment to get dumped.
Bragging about it.
Weird.
By being insufferable.
That's like a failure, and they look at it as like a good thing.
I got a ring and I got alimony, I guess.
I used to work at a private school on the Upper East Side in the admissions department, and Bridget Moynihan, who was Tom Brady's first wife, came in and interviewed I don't think they ever got married. Interviewed their son and went through the I remember it was a big to do when Bridget Moynihan came to the school, and everyone's like, Bridget Moynihan's here, and most people are like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, I know who that is. And she's like low key, chic, thin, model. She was in Sex and the City. She played Mr. Big's girlfriend. I'm sure she's done other things, but that's just the most meaningful credit to me. And it was exciting too, just seeing all this sort of semi-celebrity and elite types that came through the school for interviews. But and that's the thing is you shouldn't be. She kind of is on that level. She can compare herself to Tom Brady in terms of status, money, opportunities, whatever. But that's really icky that she's comparing. I'm just here collecting rings. If that's what you think marriage is to you, it's I'm at the dentist. Time to open up the treasure box and grab something out.
It's a total cope because she's saying oh, I'm winning by getting so many divorces.
It is so it's around. Cope.
Yeah.
It's a lot of paperwork, but just do it.
Yeah, I know it's hard to fill out forms.
No, you're a 3-time failure, Mia. Why get
Why are you giving relationship advice? And
why are you getting married? If it's just paperwork,
exactly. She's giving herself advice. She's trying to tell herself it's okay. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.